Hello and welcome to the systems demo of TheoremView, our paper titled TheoremView. The goal of this demo is to tell you the importance of the TheoremView project and what you can do with the demo. So TheoremView is part of a much larger project called TheoremKB, where the idea is to build a knowledge base of all the mathematical results. It can be proof, theorems, and other theorem-like environments. And try to connect them together so that they can be explored by scientists and researchers. So just a few minutes on why is it actually important. So we could use it to find a very specific mathematical results. So for example, currently the search engines index the entire paper, not just the specific mathematical results. It can also be used to find if there are any unused results in a paper. And lastly, if it can be used to find any redundant results. So for example, if there has been something that has been proved long time ago, we could track back in time if we had a knowledge graph of all the connected mathematical results. But there are a few main challenges in achieving this knowledge graph. So the first step is we need to extract all of this information, and then we need to come up with a mechanism to connect all of this information. So in this demo, TheoremView will talk about the extraction. How do we extract information from raw PDFs? And many times we'll have just the raw PDF from the paper, not the LaTeX source or anything like this. We do use LaTeX source to train our models, but at the inference time, as you will see in the demo, we don't use any LaTeX source. We will just input the raw PDF and try to get the output. So the very first thing that we will notice in the demo is the upload page. This page allows the user to upload their own PDF, or they could use an already pre-cached PDF for which we have computed the outputs of the ML model and the pre-processing. So right now I'm going to take one of those cached PDFs. So let me just take this one, and when I do load results, it redirects me to the predict and preview page. So the very first thing that we will notice on this page is the system hardware information. This tab will contain information about my system, such as how many GPUs are available, and this can tell me what batch size over here to put for every GPU. So right now I don't have any GPU. This also demonstrates that our models can be run on CPU based machines. So right now I have an M1 machine which does not have any GPU, so all of this inference is going to be CPU based. Next, we can select the batch size per GPU or CPU in this case, followed by which model we are trying to run. So we have models trained on different modalities. So for example, the font model will take the font information for a particular paragraph to determine the label. The NLP model will take the text modality. The vision model will take the bitmap image of the PDF, and the multimodal model will take the frozen inputs of all of these three models, and then it has some layers on top which try to relate the dependency of one modality to other modality, and this helps us to give more confidence on our predictions. Next, we can select whether we want to run these models at a paragraph level, or we could use the contextual information surrounding that paragraph to add even more stronger predictions or even more confidence in our predictions. So two approaches that we can build on top of any of these modalities is one, a very simple CRF model that takes the label information of the previous paragraph to determine the information of the current paragraph, or we could take a bunch of these paragraphs and train a transformer layer on top of this. So for example, here I'm going to run the font model, and if I do predict, I can see what all results have been predicted. So these are cached results, so we're not running it. We can see these extractions. We can visualize the bitmap images, followed by the probability on the right side of how confident my model is on these predictions. Next, we can also visualize these predictions on the PDF itself. So this is the first page of the PDF. If I do next, and then I press next again, I can go on the third page where I can see some colors. So red denotes theorem like, blue denotes proof, and green denotes neither proof or theorem. So here we can see, for example, this block has a 71% confidence of being a theorem-like environment. So by theorem-like, I mean anything that is definition, lemma, remark, theorem, etc. We can see very strong elements over here. For example, there's a whole lot of italic characters that can be useful for the vision model to identify. Let me now show you what happens if we switch the modality. Let's select vision model, for example, and then we do predict. Now if we go directly to the third page, we can see this model, this block has been changed to the basic, which is neither proof or theorem, and the predictions have changed. Another very interesting thing to note is, let's look at this block at the end. Uh, on its own, we have very little chance of predicting what this block is without the surrounding information. So hence our vision model is not able to identify the label of the last block. If we try to switch to the contextual information, so let's just run transformer and in the same vision setting, and we try to do predict. We can see this block is now detected as a theorem just because we have the surrounding context. We can zoom in to see the confidence interval, or the probability that my model thinks that this is a particular class label. So it has, this one is almost 77% and the last block is 96%. If we switch our model to a more robust model such as multimodal, we have higher chances of predicting these samples. So let me just take multimodal and then I select transformer. If we make the inference, we have a much stronger probability now, it's 98%. So these prediction scores and the labels change depending upon the models that we run. So in total we have 4 base models for which we are going to make inference. We have the ability to run a CRF or a transformer layer on top of these base models as input, and then this would give us even stronger results. So in total we can try 12 different combinations of runs. We can also visualize our run. So on the x-axis over here we have all the paragraphs that go from page 1 to the last page. I think it's 25, and for every page we have, every paragraph we have a color denoting what our model thinks it is for this particular run. We can also visualize multiple runs together, and over here we can see for the runs that take the sequential information, which is the context information of a few surrounding blocks, we can have a strong confidence about the block, and the graph or the plot is much more smoother. We can also load our results in the JSON format. If I want to run all of these models on the raw PDF uploaded by the user, I can just refresh it and I can upload the file. So for example, I'm going to use this test.pdf as an input. So notice when I do process upload, it starts pre-processing, which is going to generate the growbid and the growbit XML file and the PDF auto XML file, which contains the font and the coordinate information which is used by our models. So here we see the metadata that has been extracted from the PDF. Yes, we can even visualize the CSV file that we get for every PDF that we process, which contains the font information, the coordinate information, and the text within the PDF. Same as before, we can run some models if we want to. So for example, I'm running the font model. We can see the time in this case because it's not cached, the visualizations on the PDF. For example, let me just take another model. Let me just take NLP model.
We can also select the batch size that we want to put. I did not change the batch size, but depending upon the GPU memory that you have, you can select the batch size.
We can also see some summary of the results. So in this case, I just ran only 2 models, so I can see the processing time of the models. The fastest model is the font model because it's an LSTM based simple model. We can also visualize the time for each of the pre-processing steps, and we can see the largest amount of time is taken by the merging step. So merging step is when I create the bitmap images, write them to the disk, extract information from GrowBid and PDF folder and try to put them together, align them so I have for every paragraph the font, the text and the image. So that's about it. Thank you so much.